At approximately 5:15 p.m. local time on November 4th, 2025, flight UPS 2976, a McDonnell Douglas MD-11 freighter, departed from Louisville, Kentucky. Shortly after takeoff, the aircraft experienced a catastrophic failure. The left engine fully detached and a fire erupted in the left wing. The aircraft crashed into an industrial area immediately off the airport boundary. Multiple buildings were impacted and large fires ensued. At the time of writing, 13 have been confirmed to have passed away, 3 on board and 10 on the ground. Here's what we do know. However, it is important to note that at a time before the black box data has been released by the NTSB, any theories about this accident are unreliable, so all I will do in this video is sum up the facts. The aircraft involved, MD-11F registered N259UP, was a 34-year-old freighter originally built in 1991 for Thai Airways and delivered to UPS in 2006. It was fully fueled for a transcontinental flight to Honolulu, an estimated 8.5 hours of flight time. It was carrying nearly 150,000 liters of jet fuel at the time of departure, all of which ignited on impact. The last recorded ADSB data from Flight Radar 24 indicated a maximum altitude of 475 feet and an airspeed of 183 knots. Investigators located both the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder and are currently analyzing the data for a preliminary report to be released. Images released by the NTSB show the 2 recorders severely damaged and burned. However, black boxes are designed to withstand any such damage. Shortly before takeoff, a fire was observed on the left wing. The NTSB confirmed that the left engine separated from the wing during or immediately after the takeoff roll, leading to loss of control and impact. The flight climbed briefly, but then descended into an industrial zone adjacent to the airport. It impacted a business park, colliding with structures and igniting a massive fireball, causing extensive damage across a debris field spanning approximately half a mile. I have here 4 significant videos from various sources showing the crash, but note they are very violent, so if you don't want to see them, I encourage you to skip to the next chapter in this video's timeline. The first clip shows the aircraft on its takeoff roll with a clear fire on its left wing. It makes it airborne for a short amount of time before crashing into a large fireball. The second clip is probably the most violent of the 4, captured from CCTV in the industrial area. It shows the aircraft in a sharp bank crashing into the ground and erupting. The third clip shows the damage from the air with the extensive amount of fire and smoke that would take days to clean up. Building repair would likely take several months. Finally, the fourth clip shows the crash from a dash cam, showing the flight across the road in front of the driver before impact. In this clip, you can clearly see the absence of engine number 1 on the left wing. The MD-11 freighter involved in this incident is a successor to the earlier DC-10 family, a wide-body trijet that was known for its troubled safety history. One of the most significant air disasters in American history was Flight 191, an American Airlines DC-10 that crashed due to the loss of its left engine and stall of its left wing. This caused the deaths of 273 people, and the similarities between this flight and UPS 2976 are unnerving. Let's go with what we know so far. The McDonnell Douglas/Boeing MD-11 is a trijet aircraft, and its unique fuselage sports 1 engine under each wing, plus an additional 1 beneath the tail. This totals 3 engines for the type, which isn't common in aircraft today. It was developed in the 1990s as an upgraded version of the DC-10, which had a troubled safety record, and Boeing, after its merger with McDonnell Douglas, saw fit to upgrade the model. Now, as you could clearly see in the footage, the aircraft's left engine, or engine number 1, completely detached from the aircraft during its takeoff roll. For the pilots to attempt to take off, even though this was happening, means that the engine detached after the MD-11 V1 speed, meaning if anything happens after that, pilots must take off to prevent overrunning the runway. Now, the MD-11 can take off with 2 engines, not greatly, but it can. So why did the plane fail to get higher? Well, it's expected that engine number 3, the one on the right wing, was somehow damaged by the detaching of engine number 1, so it wasn't operating properly either. The plane cannot take off with only 1 engine fully operative, that being the tail-mounted one, resulting in its crash. And the asymmetric thrust with the left side having no thrust and the right side only having a bit could have resulted in the sharp bank the aircraft was in before it fully impacted. However, this could instead be due to the wing clipping a building and then being forced on its side, so any theories aren't confirmed yet. On board the aircraft were 3 crew members: Captain Richard Wartenberg, First Officer Lee Truitt, and International Relief Officer Captain Dana Diamond. All 3 were killed in the crash. On the ground, at least 13 fatalities have been confirmed, including a young child. An additional 9 people are officially reported missing and at least 15 have been injured. UPS's major hub in Louisville had to halt operations immediately. Flights were disrupted and the facility resumed shipments within a day. A fully fueled MD-11 has a takeoff weight of around 285 tons and typically has a V1 speed of 160 knots. Using acceleration physics, you can say that it takes around 35 seconds for the MD-11 to reach the speed from zero, with maximum throttle input from the pilots. The NTSB, in its first of 3 recent broadcasts, stated that a warning bell began sounding 37 seconds after the takeoff thrust was applied, meaning around 5 after the aircraft reached V1. The crew then had to attempt takeoff, or the MD-11 would have overrun the runway, damaged roads, and still collided head-on with the same buildings but from the ground, potentially causing more damage. The NTSB and the Federal Aviation Administration are currently undergoing a significant investigation, with key focuses being the maintenance history. It was stated that the MD-11 had been grounded due to a crack in the center wing fuel tank, which could be a significant factor in what caused this tragedy. The investigators are also focusing on the structural integrity of the left wing, fuel loading, center of gravity, and pilot actions. No grounding of other MD-11 aircraft has been announced at this time. Investigators emphasize that the model fleet is under review, but not currently subject to emergency directive. A preliminary report is expected within about 30 days, at which I will likely make a second video covering the true story of what happened to UPS 2976. The loss of Engine 1 and likely failure of Engine 3 left the pilots of UPS 2976 with almost no chance to save the aircraft and the lives of themselves and the victims on the ground. While investigators continue to uncover the cause, this accident is a reminder of how fragile life can be in the skies. Our thoughts remain with the victims and their families, and we hope lessons from this crash will prevent such heartbreak in the future. Look out for a new video within the next month as the NTSB preliminary report is released. Thank you for watching.